Well, here's the interior of the gardens of Blenheim Palace. This is, as I said, the birthplace of Winston Churchill and all those Duke of Marlborough. As you can see, the grounds are really lovely. Today is not the best day to see it. At least it stopped raining. And look at the river that flows through. Can you imagine the upkeep of this place? I understand last year it won the Best Garden Award, some type of garden award. And of course, they do have a lot of visitors. This is supposed to be the most grand palace of all their homes. And this is a historical site, which are protected, I guess, by probably the Historical Trust or something like that. But as you can see, it is beautifully kept. I just finished touring inside. There was no picture taken inside. So now I'm off to visit the gardens. Winston Churchill was born in Blenheim Palace. It was built in 1705 by the first, his ancestor. The guy was named John Churchill. He had apparently won a battle, and this land was given to him with money to build. And that was in 1705 at a cost of £300,000. But he didn't have enough money. And then I think he fell out with the king, so they stopped building, and a lot of these tradespeople went bankrupt. And then he did finish it using his own funds. There is an interesting side note. His wife, Sarah, had a wonderful servant. Her name was Grace Ridling, and she apparently was very loyal to her, and then she stayed with her for a long time. Upon the death of Sarah Churchill, the first, lady of this house, she left at that time £16,000 to Grace Ridling, the servant girl. In those days, that was a fortune, because I understand £5,000 was equivalent of $300,000. So can you imagine £16,000? That's probably close to $1 million. Yeah, that was a lot of money this lady had left her. So anyway, I'm going to go down to see the grounds right now. There's supposed to be a secret garden wherever that is. Oh, look at the rose bushes. I can imagine in the summer this place would look so gorgeous. And I understand you can book weddings here or special parties. And I'm sure it's not cheap, but how would you like to have a reception or whatever here on these grounds? Wouldn't it be wonderful? I don't know what those potted plants are. I wonder. Let me see. Maybe they're irises? Let's see what they are. These gardens are immaculately kept. And you know, the 11th Duke of Marlborough still lives here in a certain part of the estate. He still has a butler. The servants has been, of course, decreased because, like everybody else, his money is dwindling down, but still they live a style of grandeur. Whatever it is, it's going to be gorgeous once it blooms. Here's the view from the bottom. I can just imagine little Winston playing on these grounds. There is a section in the museum that talks about his childhood. I found that probably one of the most fascinating, section of the museum. He used to go and hunt, and in fact, he saw a snake. He wanted to kill it, but his nanny said no. And he wrote such delightful letters to his parents, always begging them to please visit him. He was at school. And then he went to the military school later on, and he was asking his dad for money. So, it hasn't changed. Teenagers still ask their dad for money, but the way he put it, it was very delightful. So all his letters are kept up in that museum. And another touching part in that museum was his proposal to his wife, Clementine. They were truly in love and really meant for each other. And it was delightful reading the accounts of how he proposed to her. He was at one time asked to keep the engagement quiet, but he was so excited he told everybody. Anyway, you can see how gorgeous this is. Very quiet and serene. Not even one person on the grounds. I have all this to myself. Can you imagine? Well, I'll just pretend I'm the Duchess and this is my estate, and I'm just walking in the evening before supper just to get away from all those servants.